points, and it's a 15-point lead. Bryant, another three. Are you kidding me?
There's not much oxygen in this building. It's been sucked right out by the Eagles.
Boston College is absolutely blowing UConn out of Gamble Pavilion, winning a game at Connecticut for the first time in 16 years.
Their third consecutive win in conference play as they take on the Red Storm of St. John's. Hello again, everyone. Glad you can join us. I'm Bob Popo along with Ron Perry. And the Boston College Eagles are coming off that huge win against Connecticut. And it's a game that will be one that lives for the ages and memories of Eagles fans.
Well, they had a great game. They got off to a great start in that one on the road, 11-1 to get that thing going. They got great balance in the game. And again, Bell, Smith, and Sidney were there. They have been there most of the year. And, of course, Jermaine Watson was dynamite, and Andrew Bryant with 24 combined points off the bench. They need that here tonight to continue to be successful.
For the Red Storm of St. John's, they're coming off a Sunday home win against Miami. No hot dogging, just solid play from a lot of contributors. But Marcus Hatton is the man that leads the band.
He really does. Hatton's been there all year long for Mike Jarvis and the Red Storm. You can put 20-plus in the book every game for Hatton. He seems to be there. He can score inside. He's got a great shot from the outside, and the man just knows how to fill it up. He's number 3 in the Big East in scoring over 1,000 points in just his second year for St. John's. We've got a great backcourt matchup here tonight with Marcus Hatton and Troy Bell teeing it off here at Boston College.
Well, if the Red Storm are going to get a road victory, they're going to need help from the freshman, Elijah Ingram. He hit a career-high 5 3-pointers against. Getting set to score off. We take a look at the starting lineups, and Eric King gets one nod. Grady Reynolds will make his second consecutive start. He's a freshman. Then you have Glover, who's the graduate student, Ingram, the freshman, and Hatton, who has been spectacular this year. But they need balance, does St. John's, Ron.
Yeah, they really do. I think that Hatton's a guy that just lights it up. I think Glover a guy that could be effective in this one for St. John's.
On the other side, you take a look at Boston College, and Bell, of course, the leading scorer, the freshman, Smith, Hinnett's a freshman, and Ryan Sidney, the junior from Ann Arbor, Michigan. When he plays a smart game, Boston College has a great chance to win.
Very talented, especially if this game gets up and down a bit, which BC would like. To the second leading scorer in the Big East for Al Skinner's club, Sidney can be really tough.
Al Skinner, 50 years of age, 89 wins in his 6th year at Boston College. A UMass graduate from 1974, a product of New York. Played, of course, in the ABA and NBA with the New York and New Jersey Nets. Back-to-back NCAA appearances for the Boston College Eagles. Al Skinner trying to get his team to win number 11 on the season.
They've won a couple in a row coming into this game. Their confidence riding high for this one.
St. John's has won 8 of the last 9. They have a 9-4 record here at the Conte Forum. So St. John's has had the better of this series. We saw Al Skinner before. He's just 1-9 against St. John's since taking over at Boston College. The Red Storm at 11-6. 4-3 in the conference. Boston College at 3-4 in the conference. This is a pivotal game, Ron.
It really is. I think both teams want to make a move right now, and you know, you get yourself into that 11, 12, 13 wins and keep yourself 500 plus in league play. Really critical. And for BC, 3 up and 4 down, hoping they can catch Mike Jarvis's club that's won 4 of their last 6.
Mike Jarvis coaching in New York, but is Massachusetts through and through. An undergrad at Northeastern, a graduate degree from Boston University. Of course, spent 5 years at BU as a head coach, and a great high school coach here in the Boston area, now at St. John's. There's Marcus Hatton, ready to take the floor and add to his point totals.
Of course, I think of Mike Jarvis, too, going back before his collegiate coaching at BU with Cambridge, Rindge, and Latin in this area, coaching a great one in Patrick Ewing. And they won a couple of state titles with Big Pat back in those days.
And right down the block at Newton North High School as well. Boston College with the basketball. Troy Bell will handle it. Hinnett, the freshman from Maryland. This is Smith, the freshman from California.
Matchup 2-3 zone by St. John's to start. They've got to get to shooters.
And with Troy Bell's skills, pulling up on the jump shot, the Eagles have a 2-0 lead.
Eagles have shot it very well the last 2 games. 66% against Virginia Tech, 50% against UConn. And Troy Bell's got to play well. He's really shot it extremely efficiently the last couple of games.
The freshman Ingram gives for Hatton. They swing it off for King.
It's like man-to-man by Boston College.
Hatton, nice look for Glover, and on the double pump, Anthony Glover able to drop it home. He's averaging 11 points per game.
Anthony Glover, the graduate student for St. John's. getting a master's in criminal justice. Seems like he's been wearing that red uniform for a while.
Bell for 3. Troy Bell 2 for 2.
And there's nothing like getting off to a good start for a shooter, and Troy Bell feels it early. And for BC, who trailed a lot in games this year, they've been finding a way to be productive early the last couple.
St. John's breaks the pressure. Boston College with an early 3-point lead. Elijah Ingram, who scored 21 points in the win against Miami on Sunday, all came in the final 10 minutes of the ball game.
That's incredible. He just must have caught on fire in that one.
Dropped down 5 straight threes. Errant pass there by the freshman Grady Reynolds, and St. John's turns it over. Both of these teams protect the basketball. St. John's averages 13 turnovers a game. Boston College only 13.
Well, that's a reflection of the backcourts that these teams have. As you see, Troy Bell, his career against St. John's, 20+. He's done that against a lot of teams in league play. He also is underrated as a passer.
Ryan Sidney likes to slash, misses the shot, and St. John's clears it with Hatton. For Ingram, the freshman, on another freshman, Hinnant. Here's Reynolds, and he's able to can the jumper. So the freshman Grady Reynolds from Abbeville, Alabama, drops it down, and Boston College's lead is 1.
Little pressure by St. John's, 3-quarter court, 2-2-1.
Bell had his pass knocked away by both Glover and Ingram.
He had the 3 again. I thought he was going to launch another one the way he started this game. Boston College really does it from the perimeter in most games. I think St. John's could have some success inside if they can get Glover the ball against Dornicamp. He's quicker than him, although good hands there by the big man.
The St. John's ball, though. Dornicamp's foot was on the line.
Dornicamp, a 7-footer from Odessa, Ontario. Just a freshman, but Glover, the quicker player, if he can get in tight on him, could be very effective.
You know, it's interesting to see a lot of the teams in the Big East. As Hatton will trigger in for St. John's. They have 1 or 2 veteran guys, scorers, and then they have freshmen playing significant roles. And both of these teams have that on the floor right now.
Well, Yuka Agbai got hurt early this year, which was a big blow. The senior forward for Boston College. So Dornicamp and, of course, the freshman Craig Smith have had to play a lot of minutes. I think a lot of good young players have really had to step up. As you see Agbai with that brace around his neck, hurt it early in the season in the Holy Cross game. And they say if it wasn't for the conditioning that he was in, that could have been a very, very serious injury that he sustained.
You know, Agbai would have loved to have played in this game as Marcus Hatton drains a 3 and the Red Storm go up 7-5. Quickly comes Boston College the other way. Agbai, a senior from Queens, New York, played at the storied high school, Archbishop Malloy High School, and head coach Jack Curran has produced so many great players.
Well, if you like backcourt play with Hatton and Bell in this one, certainly an exciting matchup there.
There's the freshman Smith, Craig Smith from Los Angeles, California, averaging 8.5 rebounds per game, ties the game at 7.
6'7", 265. Smith does not look like, and he doesn't play like a freshman for Boston College.
That's his 60th offensive rebound of the season.
And St. John's would like this kind of tempo in this game. They'll work some half court. They'll run when they can. BC will be trying to push the pace tonight if possible.
Eric King lost his footing. Sidney clears it for the Eagles of Boston College.
Hatton got a little bit of a grab on Bell's jersey. Bell trying to break down the court. Subtle move by the veteran.
Hinnant. Oh, Smith wasn't ready for it as he looked off Bell and tried to find Smith down low.
Always got to have those hands ready. Hinnant, another freshman, trying to get it to the freshman inside Smith. You get a good look at his size. Took his eye off the pass. You got to keep your eye on the man on the top. Never know when that ball will arrive.
Smith was much sought after coming out of Fairfax High School in California. Went to Worcester Academy, and then the college world really perked up to his abilities, but he had told Boston College he was coming to Chestnut Hill, and he kept his word.
And they were anxiously awaiting his arrival. I think they knew what they had in Smith. Nice jump out there by Dornicamp. The old switch, the hedge move. Got to get some help on those screens.
Shot clock at 8. Ingram, the freshman, gives it off inside. Hatton can't get it to fall. Reynolds missed the tip. Ball gets deflected out, and they say last touch St. John's. Boston College basketball. 15:27 to go in the first half of play. The Red Storm of St. John's and the Eagles of Boston College knotted up and welcome you back to Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. There's Troy Bell of Boston College. Bell off to a quick start. Scored the first 5 for the Eagles.
as advertised, with these two great backcourt players. In the top 3 in the conference in scoring. Troy Bell knocking down a jump shot there. He's made a 2 and a 3 already. And Marcus Hatton, his freeze frames are pretty good, and he'll get that shot up. You can see a lot of that tonight. Some pressure by St. John's, 3-quarter court style.
Well, now to get it down low for Sidney in the lane, and he banks it up and in. That's where Sidney's most effective. And we'll talk a little bit about that pressure that St. John's put on Boston College, because Smith can handle the basketball and help break it.
Yes, he can. He's very agile. Important in this game that Smith stays out of foul trouble for a thin front line for BC. As you see, BC and St. John's both shooting the ball well early in this one.
In Boston College's big win at North Carolina State down in Raleigh, Smith was dribbling the ball and breaking the pressure from the Wolfpack.
Well, he's 6'7". He's agile and very strong in there.
Glover taking it hard with the sweeping hooks. Sidney and Hatton battling for it. Hatton comes away with it.
Hatton actually a very good rebounder as well. What a great line Hatton put together in that Miami game. Points, rebounds, assists. Does it all for St. John's.
He's the leading rebounder on the Red Storm squad. A little behind the back move, left that one short. He wanted a foul. And Boston College with the ball in a 2-point lead. Lewis Hinnett, a freshman from Maryland, gives for Bell a long 3. And Troy Bell has drained a couple of threes. He has 8, and Boston College pushes the lead to 5.
Well, you know, as a shooter, Bell is a guy that gets on a good roll. In the last 2 games, he's feeling it. He's off to a great start. This could be a big night for him. The man scored over 2,200 points in his career, closing in on Dana Barros for the all-time scoring lead.
And needs 63 coming into tonight to become the Eagles' all-time leading scorer.
It might take him a couple. We'd have to have a really big one to get there tonight. Dana Barros, of course, a great one here from the Boston area.
Ingram, the freshman for Hatton, he'll let a 3 go. Left it a bit short. St. John's fighting for it. We're going to get a foul against Boston College. And Bell reaching in on the hand of Eric King.
Well, the battle of the boards could be big here tonight. You know, Boston College and St. John's, neither team dominates their opponents off the boards, but second chance baskets could be big for the team that can capitalize.
Willie Shaw has come on for St. John's. Out goes Eric King. Shaw, junior from the Bronx in New York City. Grady Reynolds, a freshman, gives it off for Shaw. For Ingram, lets that 3 go, and he hits it. Elijah Ingram, who hit 5 consecutive threes against Miami on Sunday, to spearhead the win, drains it. Here's Sidney quickly the other way, quickly to the glass, and he puts it in.
Nice transition hoop by BC. St. John's just doesn't get back on that one. And even after made field goals, you've got to get back defensively. As BC now showing 1-2-2, 3-quarter court pressure. Looks like they're dropping back into man-to-man defense.
Ingram with another 3.
Yeah!
He is on fire. He had a career-high 21 against the Hurricanes, and now Ingram tips that one out. All came within the last 10 minutes of the game. And the freshman, Elijah Ingram, who played at that great St. Anthony's high school program in Jersey City, New Jersey, on fire to start here.
Now, I'll tell you what, there's so much confidence built into shooting. He obviously got it going in a big way against Miami. Gets that first one to go, and he's saying, give me the ball. The eyes light up. Nothing but net.
Now Boston College ripping off the 3. And the following putback by Smith.
Is that second chance basket we talked about, and Smith, the man for Boston College, he must be boxed out.
Andrew Bryant in for the Eagles of Boston College. He missed that 3. Here's Ingram to the baseline, and Elijah Ingram has scored 8 points in about a minute.
I tell you, the left-hander really accelerated to the basket that time. No help-out defense. 1-2, 1-1. Full court pressure now by St. John's. BC looking to attack.
Oh, look at the lob. Bryant can't get it to fall. Sidney missed the easy follow.
Got to capitalize on those.
Hatton sets for 3. Got it. And St. John's has the lead, 18-16.
This is like a 3-point shooting contest here tonight. Both clubs getting after it.
Up and down they go. Hinnett now will slow things down for the Eagles.
Both teams very strong in the backcourt. Game could come down to who's most productive inside, and you'd certainly like to think, if you're a Boston College fan, that Smith will be a big factor.
Sidney gets it down low to Smith. He's able to drop it in, but a foul called before the basket. Willie Shaw called for the foul. And we get a timeout on the floor. It's a shootout with Marcus Hatton and St. John's leading Boston College by 2, but things just heating up.
Guard Marcus Hatton knocking down a 3 just before that break. Averaging better than 22 a ball game. He can really fill it up. And check out the three-point shooting. St. John's on fire early from that distance, along with the freshman Elijah Ingram. Hatton's been lighting it up, and for BC, Troy Bell leading the way. It's been great shooting so far.
Al Skinner, the head coach of the Eagles, doesn't want to see too many threes. Wants it within the framework of what's going on. Now, in the last play, we saw they were able to get the ball down low to Smith. Yeah, he can get people in foul trouble.
Well, ideally, you want that mixture. You know, if the shot shows itself great, you live and die with those things going in. And with Smith, a great answer inside.
Sidney, the slasher, can't get it to fall. Rebound tipped out to Bell. Here's Watson. Nice double pump move by Jermaine Watson, the sophomore from Massachusetts.
Well, we talked about the importance of balance for BC in this game, and already they've got 4 people in the scoring column, and Watson into the game, making his presence felt with that drive.
Shaw with it for St. John's. Has Hatton on the baseline. Bumped by Watson. Gets a step. Tough shot by Marcus Hatton.
You know, you get the feeling with Hatton, he's one of those guys that no matter what angle or what kind of traffic jam he gets into, he seems to think he can definitely drop it through.
Well, as head coach Mike Jarvis told us earlier, he's 160 pounds wet, but he finds a way to score.
And he goes inside a lot, not afraid to bring it in.
Troy Bell in traffic, and he answers back.
Check it out. Oh, the nets must be, the rims must be like big buckets here tonight. Everything seems to be dropping through.
Now Reynolds can't handle the pass, and St. John's turns it over. Marcus Hatton with 8. Troy Bell has 10, and Troy Bell says, anything you can do, I can do at least as well.
Got a great matchup here with Bell and Hatton. We talked about a great runner by Bell. Hatton had made an acrobatic shot at the other end, slicing between 2 defenders. One of them is Hatton, able to find a way.
Kyle Cuff is in the ball game for St. John's. Where's number 25? Now we got a holding foul as Glover is checked back on as well as they try to get it down to Smith, and foul called on Glover, his first.
Well, an early prediction in this game might be the last team to have the ball, a good chance to win the game. No one's stopping anyone so far in this game. Mike Jarvis not thrilled with that call. When is the coach thrilled with those fouls? Felt there was a push-off.
Inbound pass for Bell, guarded by Shaw. Smith, the freshman, against Glover. There's the jump hook from Craig Smith.
Great offense inside and out so far in this game. These are not easy shots either. That was a tough jump hook by Smith.
Boston College regains the lead. Nip and tuck. Big battle for it, and the freshman hit it, comes away with it. 2-on-1 for Smith, who slams it home.
Fast break action. Anytime you can get the break off your defense, take advantage. Hinnant does a great job there to set up the big man Smith.
Hatton trying to settle things down for the Red Storm. Boston College on a mini run, take the lead.
Eagles stay with their man-to-man. Hinnant, too aggressive there, over the top.
Hinnant working on Tristan Smith, who had turned it over on the previous possession. And let's take a look at it again. Look at the hustle by Hinnant.
Well, he just stayed with it nicely. A little slip there offensively. Draws the defense. Glover, that's the way you want to do it. Oh, Craig Smith. I wouldn't want to get in his way on that one with the momentum he had going to the goal.
8 points for Smith. He takes a breather. Dornkamp back in for Boston College.
BC doing a pretty nice job to keep the ball away from Glover inside. He's about 6'5", 6'6", fronting him.
Hatton with the baseline fadeaway. Count it, and the foul. Marcus Hatton has 10 points in the ball game on 4 of 7 shooting.
Personal foul. 3 team foul.
And he will have a chance to complete the three-point play. 24 of the last 25 games, double figures. For his career, 45 of 50. The second fastest player in St. John's history to reach 1,000 points.
He's just been a scoring machine since he stepped on the floor for St. John's a year ago. And he does it against everybody, very consistent. You can see in this game, he can score from all different spots on the floor. Pressure again by the Red Storm.
Past Robert Redan, 38th all-time on the St. John's scoring list. Here's Bryant, who drains a three. Andrew Bryant, the junior from Denison, Texas. And Boston College moves the lead back to 4.
Three-point shooting contest here tonight at Conti Forum. Both teams getting it from a lot of people. 10 seconds, I think.
10-second violation. Credit Watson for tipping the first pass.
He might have actually got the 30-second timeout in just before the 10-second call.
Yeah, they did. They did. Right at the mark. Patrick Driscoll, the referee, did give St. John's the possession.
Nice job by BC. They are attacking pressure, getting it to the middle. Andrew Bryant that time knocking the three down. And BC saying, hey, if we're pressured, we're going to try to attack it, get a good look. If not, we'll set up. They've been successful getting good looks against the press.
4-point lead for Boston College.
Hoping he can get his shot on track here tonight for St. John's. You see his numbers. Solid. Been struggling shooting the ball of late. His fourth to his last 29. So he wants to get that first one to go.
Here's Hatton off the screen for three. A rare miss for Hatton. Smith the rebound, and he draws the foul for St. John.
There's that offensive board. Could be key. We've seen so many shots dropping through early. It's critical that you block out defensively, limit the other club to one shot. Give them those second and third chances. That can really cost you a game like this.
Kristen Smith, a sophomore from Amityville, New York, misses the first free throw. The foul was on Jermaine Watson. 14 fouls for the Eagles of Boston College. Marcus Hatton off to a blistering start. He has 11 points in the ball game. Smith's second. No good. The ball gets stuck and then tipped. It's a jump ball possession arrow. Is in St. John's favor. So the Red Storm will get the ball.
That's a huge break because no one for St. John's even near that rebound. That's the rule, though, when the ball gets pinned up there. Jump ball situation.
And often, though, a ball gets stuck off a free throw.
Pretty unusual. Coming from the front at that rim, it's pretty tough without that kind of bounce.
Hatton gets a screen from Cuff, left it a little short. Over the back foul on Willie Shaw of St. John's. Shaw's second. Take a look at some other scores. The ESPN USA Today Top 25. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame in New Jersey taking on the Seton Hall Pirates. Notre Dame, the 4-point lead.
They're trying to stay up top in the West Division with Pitt. And how about Virginia Tech, huh? Up by a dozen against UConn. And, of course, our thoughts go out in prayers for Jim Calhoun, who's getting that surgical procedure for the prostate cancer, not on the bench tonight.
Bob Papa, Ron Perry, we welcome you to Chestnut Hill for St. John's and Boston College. The Eagles of Boston College and head coach Al Skinner talking things over. So far in the ballgame, Boston College shooting it from the field at 67%. They've made 12 of 18 shots. St. John's 9 of 17, 53%. And the two stars, Troy Bell of Boston College and Marcus Hatton of St. John's, shining brightly.
They really are. Dynamite so far in this game. Good look at Jimmy Calhoun. He's been so successful. Over 600 W's between Northeastern University here in the Boston area and UConn. Intensity. The NCAA championship he's brought down to the state of Connecticut for UConn. And again, we're best wishes go out for a very, very healthy recovery for Jim Calhoun.
Yep. Thinks could be back in about a month. George Blaney, longtime coach, overseeing things right now. Of course, a great coach at Holy Cross.
Played for him from 1976 to 1980. He's down by 12 right now with Huskies. Hoping he can turn things around in that game.
Watson gets stripped by Hatton. Last touch Boston College, and the Eagles turn it over. We get a timeout on the floor with 7:53 to go in the first half. Boston College with a slim 4-point edge.
Against Miami, Virginia Tech, and stay in the hunt up top with Villanova and UConn.
Interesting thing about the records of these two teams, we'll talk about it in the next break, is Elijah Ingham goes over and back Good pressure by the freshman. Hinnant again on the freshman Ingram, and St. John's turns it over. Let's take a look at the West Division. You see Pittsburgh, Notre Dame, and Syracuse battling. Seton Hall trying to climb up those things. Look at Georgetown, 2-6. But they've lost some heartbreak.
Well, they really have had some tough losses of late. That Notre Dame 1-point double overtime loss over the weekend. Seton Hall, a very tough one.
Hinnant draws the foul on Ingram as Hinnant took it to the basket. You know, we saw the records before the two schools. St. John's is 11-6. Boston College is 10-8. But in the RPI rankings, Boston College is 31st. St. John's is 71st. The win at North Carolina State and, of course, the win at UConn bolstering Boston College in the RPI, which helps come tournament time.
No question about it. The strength of schedule critical, and those are big quality wins for the BC program.
And it misses the first free throw. Al Skinner in his 6th year as head coach, back-to-back NCAA appearances, spent 9 years at Rhode Island. The freshman Hinnant 52% from the line on the season.
Hinnant has been solid, though. He's good with the basketball, doesn't turn it over much. He's done a nice job in the starting lineup for BC this year. Moved him in there after several games. They stay with some pressure, 1-2-2. St. John's handles it pretty easily.
Glover trying to power his way on Bryant. He does. No foul call. Tipped up. Doesn't drop. Glover again. Count it. And the foul for Anthony Glover.
You know, both clubs starting to mix in some inside play. We've seen that outside three-point shooting, but right now both teams trying to establish something inside. Glover is just a warrior down in the blocks for St. John's. Always has been. Gets after it down there. He's 6'6". Plays much bigger than that, though, and it's all about positioning as he finishes that one off.
He's 24 years of age, a graduate student. He's truly a man amongst boys. When he muscles in down low, he hits the free throw and completes the three-point play. Glover, a sports management degree, and is getting his master's in criminal justice. '58 consecutive starts for Anthony Glover.
Not sure what that conversation is about. Glover finished off the three-point play. Here's Smith, as you talked about, Bob. He is able to handle the ball, and he pulls Glover up. Look at this, back and forth. Huh?
Craig Smith flashing his wares, the freshman from Los Angeles.
I can handle the rock. Give it to me. Man-to-man now by St. John's.
Hinnant. Nice jump pass for Sidney, who's missed another layup.
Shooting it as he's turning right there. Just square up, finish that thing off. Great look by the freshman.
Ryan Sidney, normally money in the bank from that range. And St. John's with a chance to tie or maybe even take the lead. Ingram for 3 and the lead. A little too strong. Tough, though, the rebound for St. John's. Shot clock did not reset. The ball did not hit the rim. Pat gets a step. Can't get it to fall. There's Glover, and we are tied up at 28.
We talked a little bit early about second chance baskets, and right now St. John's doing a great job off the offensive glass.
And Sidney just driving right down court, but a charge called as Ingram stepped in and took the charge. Sidney a little out of control. He missed the layup and then gets called for the charge. Ingram takes the charge, and that's St. John's with 6:05 to go in the half with a chance to take the lead.
St. John's with the +4 advantage on the boards. Several of those offensive rebounds that they turned into baskets. The other thing, St. John's has done a nice job coming here on the road to Boston, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Keep this crowd at bay, really kind of sitting back, taking this game in. Haven't really allowed them to get going, as haven't allowed BC to get big spurts going.
Full house, close to 8,500 fans. Ingram on Hinnant has Glover's shot clock down to 7. Glover, nice move by Anthony Glover. And Glover gives St. John's the lead.
Glover has really stepped it up. He's the 1-2 punch on St. John's club, averaging in double figures behind, well behind Marcus Hatton. Really has had a nice spurt with some of these moves.
Bell for 3, left it short, wanted a foul. Glover scored the last 7. Here's Grady Reynolds up court for St. John's. King, long two, too long. But Reynolds gets another offensive rebound for St. John's. So Glover scored the last 7 for St. John's.
matched up with Nick Dornicamp quicker, trying to bring Dornicamp out and see if he can use his foot speed to get to the goal.
King. Shot clock at 4. Out it goes Glover. 3. No good. Sidney the rebound. Glover 2 of 8 from downtown this season.
Got to get Smith more involved if you're Boston College. And very effective when he gets it down low. Hasn't had many touches last few minutes.
Here's Hinnick with the drive. Got a little screen, and the freshman ties the game at 30. Now quickly up court. Hatton who beats the defense and lays it in.
Doesn't make the coach happy when that happens, when St. Johns just pushes that ball so quickly. After a made field goal, you've got to get back defensively.
Glover playing quarterback.
See, Hinnick makes the goal. He's the point guard. Somebody else has to pick him up for BC and get back defensively.
Dorncamp on Reynolds. Hinnick trying to get it off to Bell. And Hatton called for the foul, fighting over the screen. Mike Jarvis livid. He wanted a moving screen on Dorncamp.
A little emotion going in the game. Mike Jarvis always well into it on the sideline.
Well, we're going to get a timeout. St. John's on the strength of
the ball game. A couple of rebounds, as you see his season average. He's closing in on it. That's just over 11 a game.
Hinnick gets it in for Dorncamp of Boston College. Now Bell will run a set. He's matched up with Hatton.
Bell's really been quiet since early. He goes through scoring spurts. Needs to look for his offense on a consistent basis for BC in this one.
Hinnick on Ingram. Here's Bell off the screen, and he hits the 3.
He's a guy that can fill it up. He just needs to look for that shot. His teammates need to find him. And that's generally the result once he gets it going.
Johns has to get it across the timeline. They do with Glover. And then he loses it to Bell. Glover fights back for it and throws it right to Bell. Quickly up court for Sidney. Drives and lays it in.
That's a great job by BC. A couple of times that's happened. Both teams take pretty good care of the ball, but BC a couple of times has turned St. John's over and scored. Here we go again.
Here's Sidney again, and he's fouled by Ingram. What Boston College has done is they forced Glover and Reynolds to handle the ball.
Well, St. John's rather have it in Hatton's hands, Ingram's hands, and you get that ball with some of the big people. And Mike Jarvis frustrated right now. Get the ball to the right people, and let's take care of it.
It's a 5-0 run for the Eagles of Boston College, and they've pushed the lead to 3. You get a look at Troy Bell again, showing his athleticism.
Again, Glover, as you mentioned, handling that ball out of midcourt. Beautiful shifting move by Ryan Sidney. That is his game right there in the open court. The sophomore from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Got the ball in the break again, and Al Skinner in there right now, I think, saying, hey, some nice adjustments by the coach. I think he's saying, now let's stay with the pressure. Let's put it on after you convert down there, because Sidney struggled from the line this year.
Ron, explain to the fans the type of press that Boston College is using, and what's the best way for St. John's to break it.
Well, they're putting the three-quarter court press on 1-2-2, and what you want to do is have your backcourt people like Hatton handling the ball. You can see both teams, actually. The Red Storm there takes great care of the ball. There are a couple of turnovers here tonight. You want to then attack to the middle. Getting it to Glover in the middle is okay if he's near midcourt, then he turns and hits the guards down the sides and you break. What you don't want to try to do, they've done the last few times, is dribble through it with some of your big people. That's not the plan.
Sidney just 42% from the line. And he back irons the first one. 25 of 60 on the season.
Got a nice release, good rotation. I got to believe part of the shooting problems he's having from the line are mental. Thinking about it too much. There's a pretty good rotation from the line.
And he's shooting it at 49% from the floor and averaging 15 points a game, but most of it comes on the slashing. Hatton for Glover. The teams have had the lead in this game. Reynolds in traffic. That's a tough look. Glover mistimed his jump. We get a whistle and a foul, though. Mike Kitts, the official, has a foul against Boston College.
I think he's got Hinnick.
BC foul is on number 11.
That is Hinnick. His second foul.
Penalty situation.
7th team foul. Well, coming up to half, we'll bring you our Dodge Chuff Player of the Week and the Big East Wire. Plus, we'll take a look at top 25 scores, plus highlights and stats from this game as well. Glover hits the free throw, 71% on the season, on the front end of a 1-and-1.
Nice matchup tonight with Hatton and Glover, outside inside for St. John's, and Bell and Smith doing the same thing for BC.
Glover hits both free throws. In this game, he's passed Joe Dupree, and he's moved into 23rd place all-time in the St. John's scoring list.
St. John's has done a pretty nice job on Smith, limiting his touches in the first half, and it's been Glover. Really been denying him the basket. He's quick enough with Smith stepping outside. They've got to find Smith in this offense.
In it for Bell for the long three, and he got fouled by King, who said he got all ball. Mike Jarvis thinks it's all ball. Mike Kitts, the official, thinks otherwise. So Troy Bell goes to the line to shoot three.
Bell has had an uncanny ability throughout his career to draw fouls on three-point shots. Got a quick release. And he's got a little arm, and you can see the ball. I mean, the ball comes up well short of the basket. He caught part of the forearm as he shot that one.
Bell hits the first free throw, 84% from the line. He started 109 of 109 games. Closing in on Dana Barris' school record for points scored in a career.
He's been so consistent throughout his career. He puts the points up. He's been a great foul shooter. He puts a lot of points up from the line. Three-point shooter. Mike Jarvis frustrated. A lot of leather on that one, he feels. But I think with Bell, lots expected of him. And I think when he scores 25, a lot of people in the Boston area just look at it and go, oh, he had an average game. That's a pretty good game for both people.
Bell drains all three. He has 16 points. And the Eagles' lead is 4. Here's the pressure again from Boston College. Ingram, the freshman, breaks it with Watson on his hip. Dornkamp gives him a bump now.
Dornkamp's done a great job jumping out on those screens in the first half.
King for Reynolds. Ingram for 3. Can't get it to fall. Sidney the rebound for Boston College. Here's Bell on the run. Troy Bell. Oh, and the Circus Bulls can't get it to fall. Sidney with the follow, and he draws a foul.
That's BC's game. If they can push it and look to get some baskets in transition, really that way you get the abilities of a Troy Bell going to the basket. Ryan Sidney, who's so tough in the open court. This would have been some kind of spectacular shot at the end. Bell just loses the handle, but there's Sidney. And what a great 1-2 combination. Really one of your best backcourts in the country with Bell and Sidney teaming up.
Sidney misses another free throw. He's 0 for 3. King goes out. In the ball game for St. John's, Tim Doyle. Last foul was on Grady Reynolds. So Sidney now 25 of 62 from the line of the season. And he finally hits one. 39-34. Boston College with the edge. Approaching 90 seconds to go in the first half.
Well, you want to win a game like this. At some point, you've got to bear down and get some stops defensively. Both teams have looked sharp on offense. Got to dig deep, help out, get a couple of stops on the defensive end.
Hatton called for the travel as he got bumped by Bell. And again, Mike Jarvis letting the officials here. Tony Green now gets an earful.
I think Mike Jarvis saying that he might have walked, but he was aided by that chest bump that happened while he looked like he was getting ready for a step-back jump shot. Let's see if BC can get Smith involved with this set, man-to-man by St. John's.
Jermaine Watson gets a screen. Can't find Bell. Smith. Offensive foul on Smith. Glover took the charge.
It's a great job by Glover. There's no doubt Smith's going to be effective down low on that one. He's either going to score or get fouled. Some of those charges feel like you've got a bit of a cameo job going, but also it was definite contact.
Doyle, the freshman, for Glover in traffic, and Anthony Glover connects again.
Now That's the way. That's textbook right there for breaking pressure. Get it to the middle, penetrate. St. John's with pressure of their own right now.
Oh, Smith with nice awareness for Sidney, who hits the tough right-hander. Boston College by 5.
Been a fun offensive first half. Both teams going right at each other, executing very well and finishing with a variety of shots.
They could turn the shot clock off. St. John's will hold for 1.
BC leads the Big East Conference in shooting percentage. They've lived up to that in the first half. St. John's hanging right in there. They'd love to get this one, build some momentum going in at halftime. They're trying to find Hatton.
Down to 5 seconds. Ingram. Reynolds. Grady Reynolds finishes. And St. John's with a good end to the first half. Well, both teams have shot it well. Marcus Hatton of St. John's with 13. Anthony Glover with 13. Troy Bell has 16 for Boston College.
4 threes in both games, averaged better than 26 points a game, and he was all over the floor, as he has been throughout his career for BC.
Well, co-players of the week, you saw him on Saturday against Georgetown. Notre Dame
gates quickly, and you saw a marquee matchup with those two guys delivering from all angles in the first half. A turnover there by St. John's, and the freshman was in it over to Craig Smith for a stop. BC did have a couple of nice baskets in transition off turnovers, and I thought Anthony Glover a real key for St. John's with his inside play.
And the first half highlights brought to you by Hyundai. Marcus Hatton needs to get his
game. Should be a great second half. Could well go down to the wire if it plays out like the first 20 minutes.
See that rebounding number. St. John's has 11 offensive rebounds. The Red Storm have turned it over, though, 7 times. They only average 13 turnovers per ball game.
Al Skinner had to stress boxing out to his ball club during the half because you cannot allow St. John's second and third chances. There's Bell again, the way he started the game, Bob.
And he got bumped. No foul. Troy Bell with 19 points in the ball game and a 6-point lead for Boston College.
Really feels like Bell in his senior year realizes the sense of urgency at this point in the season. I guess Ryan Sidney turned to him before the UConn game that was just won on the road in a big way by BC. And the message was pretty simple. We got to get it done now.
Holding foul called on Boston College as King started to move.
Boston College foul, number 2,
Troy Bell called for the foul. That's his second. King. Little pull-up jumper, left and short. Dornkamp gets the rebound for the Eagles of Boston College.
St. John's needs a lift from someone other than, Hatton and Glover in the second half. Oh, nice hands by Hatton. He's so good defensively.
Here's Ingram. Grady Reynolds pinned by Dornkamp, but a foul. They'll say the body. It was all ball.
Break never really developed that well. When you run the fast break, you want your point guard bringing it to the foul line area, and it seemed like everyone for St. John's was pretty bunched up. There's not enough spacing right there. Doesn't look like Dornkamp has a full lot of leather on that one. Looking caught a little body. Reynolds was definitely thrown off balance.
Reynolds, a 47% free throw shooter, hits the first. Dornkamp from Odessa, Ontario, is a hockey player. Up until about the age of 15. Not many 7-footers playing hockey.
He must have gone through the pretty significant growth spurt after that.
Sidney for Hinnon. Tough pass down low. Bell had it knocked away. Glover can't save it. It'll be Boston College basketball.
Saw a great exchange with Troy Bell. Little eye contact with Mike Kitson. I think I got hit on the shoulder. And it looked like Mike Kitts looking backstage. No way. I like it when there is some communication with the officials. These are top-notch guys. Not afraid to communicate a bit with the players. Smith got to get more touches for BC in the second half.
Bell got a great screen, couldn't get it to fall. Smith with the rebound. Dornkamp can't get it to fall. We get a late whistle and a foul on St. John's. Now Boston College crashing the offensive glass a bit. Anthony Glover called for the foul. His second. Glover had 13 points in the first half.
St. John's not real big out there right now. Glover at 6'6". He plays a lot bigger than that. Grady Reynolds 6'7". Dornkamp should get some second points and second chance baskets in there. The 7-footer, good position that time.
Misses the first free throw. Dornkamp 58% from the line on the season. Boston College just 5 of 10 from the line. On the season as a team, only 66%. St. John's at 66% as a team as well.
That's really not going to get it done. You play in this kind of league, you need to be up around, 70+%. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in the short end of some close ball games.
45-40, Boston College with the lead. Both teams exchanging the lead in the first half. King, long two, and he gets it. Eric King, the sophomore from Lincoln High School in Brooklyn.
His first basket of the game. King, I liked him a lot when I saw him in his freshman year. He had some really nice moments for St. John's. He could be a big player for them in the second half of this one. Man-to-man by St. John's.
Battle of freshman, Hinnant with the ball, caught by Ingram. Bell. Sidney, great pass. And Dornkamp can't get it to fall, but he draws the foul.
One of the things with BC, and the same for St. John's, you've got to extend against their backcourt players. Patton in that matchup with Bell, and you're going to find some seams inside for the likes of Dornkamp and/or Smith. As this, you can see the double team right there as Reynolds jumps out with Hatton, who had stumbled, and he left Dornkamp. He found his way back in there to make sure the big fella didn't get an easy one.
This was the first free throw. Ryan Sidney coming into the season, as Mike Jarvis talks things over with official Mike Kitts, was known as a defender and a passer. He's averaging 7 rebounds and 5 assists a game, but his point total is up. Sidney's is up to 14.8 a game. Second free throw miss. Hinnant keeps it alive, but Hatton saves it for St. John's. So an empty trip for the Eagles.
BC really starting to hurt themselves from the line. Those numbers are hovering around 50% for this game. Not going to get it done.
6 of 13 from the line for the Eagles. Hatton walks it off his knee. Chases it down. Shot clock down to 10.
Neither team finding its rhythm yet offensively in the second half.
Hatton with a tough look. Dornkamp another rebound. Troy Bell with it for Boston College. Look at King smiling. He was waiting.
Bell thought about it. Thought he might pull up for the 3 right there. That's where he's at his best in transition.
Bell. Smith. Freshman Craig Smith can't get it to drop. Sidney with the follow, and he puts it in. That's Ryan Sidney's game, working down low.
Does not play like a 6'2 man. He really plays much bigger than. He's got great leaping ability, and he's great around the basket.
Ingram for St. John's. Glover. In traffic, got Smith in the air, and Smith called for the foul. And for Smith, that's his third. See Sidney working his way inside.
Yeah, he did a great job on that. He's always around the basketball, sign of a good player. And again, at 6'2", he's able to go up with the big boys. Very emotional player as well.
Now they're giving Sidney the foul and not Smith. For Sidney, that's his second.
He can't believe it.
Well, you know what, though? That's a good thing for Boston College, because if they gave the foul to Smith, it would have been his third.
Yeah, Al Skinner would have had to give that some serious thought, go to the bench. Probably would have had to go with a smaller lineup, of course, at that point. He would have gone with Andrew Bryant, although 6'7", Bryant more of a perimeter player.
Glover hits both free throws. You saw the graphic there. He now has 15 points in the game. He averages 11 on the season.
He's having a great night. Very experienced.
Hinnant matched up with Hatton.
2-3 zone now by St. John's. Got to move the ball against us. Find some seams.
Smith with that big body in traffic. Violent shot from the freshman, but he scores it.
Got great presence out there, doesn't he? He knows where he is, and that time just stayed with the play, able to finish.
Greg Smith used all 265 pounds to muscle that in. Boston College by 5.
Got good hands, too. We saw him dribbling the ball well earlier.
Holding foul on Dornkamp. He reached out on King.
His second personal foul for
14 fouls on the Eagles of Boston College. And we will get a timeout. Craig Smith powering it home. The freshman with 10 points in the ball game. Boston College by 5 over St. John's. Conti Forum on the campus of Boston College in Chestnut, Massachusetts. A lot of young fans here. Great crowd here at the Conti Forum to see that young man, freshman Craig Smith, perform for the Eagles.
He's been great. He stepped right in. Yuka Agbai goes down early with the broken neck, and Smith has been just immense all year. The strength, 265 pounds, stays with that one. Partly just great concentration. He lost control of the ball. He's halfway there in terms of his seasonal average with 10 in this one.
Glover got stripped by Hinnett, but cleaned up by Eric King of St. John's, and the Red Storm trail by 3. King with 4 points.
Tempo of this game much more the liking of St. John's right now. Half-court style.
Troy Bell for 3. Another offensive rebound, but it's tipped out by Watson and Dornkamp. It will be St. John's ball.
You get the feeling BC would really like to break out and run some. There have been a couple of turnovers by St. John's. BC has capitalized. 1-2-2. Three-quarter court pressure. Again, see if St. John's can get it to the middle. Glover's there. Once you get it there, tough to trap the man, and generally the press breaks down.
That bothered St. John's in the first half. Patton. Ingram for 3. Can't get it to fall, so Ingram will hit a couple of threes early. Off the mark a little.
Great traffic rebound by Smith. I'm impressed with his hands. Once he gets it, you don't take it away from the big man.
Watson sets for 3 and hits it. Jermaine Watson, the sophomore, drains a rare 3. Here's Hatton the other way. For King. King gets the finish.
King doing a nice job in the second half. And Jermaine Watson now 3-guard lineup out there for Al Skinner. And if Watson can hit a couple of shots from the outside, he had 10 points in the last game off the bench against UConn. Could be a big lift for BC.
Watson again. Tipped up by King. Gets it for St. John's. Hatton on Hinnett. Hatton with a little scoop. Marcus Hatton flashing his wares.
What makes him so tough to cover is that Hatton can take it to the goal. He's a great finisher when he gets in there in traffic. Also capable of nailing the outside shot.
Hatton has 15 on 6 of 14 shooting. Smith. Hinnett. Dornkamp on Glover. Puts it up and in. Might have gotten away with a little hook run.
Again, you take what the defense gives you. They extended the perimeter to Bell, and Dornkamp's going to finish off some of those.
Ingram tied up, no whistle. Mike Jarvis is livid. Watson, foul by Hatton. And Mike Jarvis, the head coach of St. John's, pointing to the other end of the floor. Where's the whistle? Hatton picks up his second foul. Ingram threw a lot of traffic. There was no whistle, and Boston College sent it back the other way.
Mike Jarvis not happy with his contact. I thought Ingram on the play got himself out of control. He left his feet. There was contact. And if anything, it looked like it could have gone either way. I think where he left his feet out of control, the officials with the no call.
Watson, a 58% free throw shooter, misses the first. Look at Dornkamp there, used that off arm. Got away with one against Glover.
He rolled his way right in there. A finger roll by the 7-footer. He does not look for his offense much, so those are bonus points. BC really struggling from the line, huh?
That's a developing storyline. As Watson makes 1 of 2, this game is too close to be missing free throws. It's a 5-point game, Boston College in front. Kyle Cup for Ingram, off to Hatton. Hatton fire up at 3. Long rebound. BC wants to run. 3-on-3. Sidney. Smith. Left it short. Watson. Jermaine Watson with the second chance points.
BC's looked very effective in this game when they've been able to turn St. John's over and push the ball. Much better shots that way before the defense can set up. It's really probably the most involved the crowd's been in the game here tonight as well.
Hatton Bump by Bryant. Cuff for three. Hits it. Oh, Kyle Cuff, who came into the game making just 4 of his last 29 field goals, hits a three. Sidney can't get it to fall. Sidney keeps it alive for Watson. Too strong. Reynolds the rebound, and a foul on Sidney, and that'll be his third.
BC doesn't go deep. They rely heavily on Bell, Smith, and Sidney, so they have to stay on the floor for El Skinner in this one. Tough with just his 7th three-pointer of the year, so that was a big basket. Could be a way to break out of what's been a shooting slump.
As I said, 3 fouls on Sidney. He has to go to the bench. How about Kyle Cuff on his 21st birthday? Drains a 3. Keeping St. John's within 4. Ingram. Reynolds.
It's right where you want to trap out of that 1-2-2. Right along the sideline, over midcourt. I like Ingram. He didn't kept his presence on that one to get out of it.
And BC needs to make some hay here. They have a 4-point lead, and Hatton has gone to the bench for St. John's. Shaw off a screen for 3, and Willie Shaw pulls St. John's to within 1.
The three-point shot has really been a weapon in this game tonight. Both teams have gone to it from the beginning of the game with some terrific success.
Bell for Hinnant. St. John's 6 of 12 from downtown. Bryant for 3, and he brings down some rain. Andrew Bryant with a high arcing 3. Shaw again. Over the backboard, down to bounds. Well, we started this game off with a blistering pace with 3s, and it's picked up again. Willie Shaw and Andrew Bryant with 3s for respective squads.
Both teams have been effective with it. You see the numbers. BC up over 50%, and St. John's right behind, just 1 made field goal less. And the inside play could very well determine this thing. We're not going to see, I don't think, 3s raining in the way they have been this whole game. So who can get it done inside? Is it Craig Smith or Glover for St. John's to turn this game into a victory?
You know, on the season, Boston College shoots their 3s at just under 34%. St. John's at 31%. Here's Watson down low on the pretty feed. Got a block. Smith, crazy reverse, but he draws the foul. I think it's on Kyle Cuff.
Smith's the guy that is there to clean up for BC. He's got a knack for finishing, and he also is very effective using his body, which is very strong, 260-plus pounds, to draw fouls as well inside. Anytime a guy puts a mouth guard in like he's got in there, too, generally, they mean business when they're on the court.
Smith hits the first free throw. 62% from the line for the freshman. Ingram goes out. Hatton comes on for St. John's. Elijah Ingram to the bench, sitting down in the ball game with 8 points on 3 of 6 shooting. Hit a couple of 3s. Ingram has not scored in the second half.
He's been very steady out there, Ingram. Craig Smith has had over 20 points 12 times this year, and he's on track again here tonight.
Tristan Smith bumped by Hinnant. They give it off for Reynolds and missed the shot, but foul call as he slashed along the baseline. Andrew Bryant called for the foul. Doesn't agree with the call. But that'll put Grady Reynolds at the free throw line to shoot 2. 16 fouls on Boston College. Reynolds, a 47% free throw shooter, 2 of 2 from the line tonight.
Reynolds got his first start in the last game, the 3-point victory at Madison Square Garden against Miami. Good-looking young player.
St. John's 8 of 11 from the line, 73%. Reynolds hits 1 of 2.
He's got a better looking stroke than that percentage would suggest from the line.
He's a freshman.
He is, and you know, he's getting more minutes now, so you get into a better rhythm from the line. St. John stays man-to-man.
Smith get a holding foul on Shaw as Bell was trying to post up. And that's the 3rd foul on Shaw. Ray Shaw Jr. from the Bronx, John F. Kennedy High School, a sports management major. Bob Papa, Ron Perry, campus of Boston College. Huge Big East game between the Eagles and Red Storm of St. John's. Boston College has maintained about a 4-point lead throughout most of the game. St. John's last lead came back in the first half. See the field goal percentage in the first half. Boston College a blistering 64%.
Settled down a little bit here in the second half. St. John's continues to be effective. St. John's, of course, with those offensive rebounds, kept themselves right in the game in the first half.
Watson behind the back. Throws it behind Bryant. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Hinnett now with it. Hinnett gets a step. Nice speed for Bell. Count it and the foul. Wow, the freshman Hinnett with a gorgeous feed to the senior Troy Bell. Ryan Sidney loves it, and so do the BC fans.
Hinnett has been very solid for BC. He does a great job there. Come up with the catch. It looked like Bryant was about to lose the ball. Troy Bell would have done so well throughout his career if he reeled that pass in is to finish. Check it out, over 2,300 points. It's 41 away from Dana Barros.
Fastest player in Boston College history to 2,000 points. So the three-point play by Bell, the old-fashioned way. And the lead has been pushed to 8 for Boston College as we approach the midway point of the second half. Hatton had to save that pass from Ingram. The freshman Doyle with it for St. John's. The defense by Boston College, the shot clock already down to 12.
Watson in a real denial with Marcus Hatton. They want to get it to Hatton.
Great defense here. Ingram's got to go with the shot clock at 4. The tough shot in the paint, and he gets it to drop.
Couldn't roll on that one, but I like the penetration by the freshman. Ingram, very creative with the ball. That was a big basket.
Especially with the shot clock winding down. Ingram with 10 points, his first points of the second half.
Gotta love that matchup with Marcus Hatton covering Troy Bell. Really a tough guards in the league.
And a 5-second call against Smith. Just held the basketball. Good defense by Grady Reynolds, who was guarding the passing lane. Tim Doyle, a freshman from Merrick, New York on Long Island.
Really tough game to pull away in. You know, St. John's has been able to score when they have to in this game, and BC gets a couple of spurts going, and then they slow down. Oh, nice look.
Oh, Marcus Hatton with the feed to Grady Reynolds.
Yeah, that play's made to look easy by the guys on that. That's all about timing. Eye contact. Beautifully executed by St. John's, and they get themselves right back in a 2-possession game.
And they've scored the last 4. Here's Smith in traffic. Back rimmed it. There's Watson again. Elementary, my dear friend. Watson, elementary.
That's off the bench. That's just hustle. Mike Jarvis got to be frustrated when he sees it. That's all about grabbing the ball and wanting it. BC with another chance now.
Watson had it poked away. Hatton called for the reach. And Marcus Hatton has picked up his 3rd foul. Hinnett takes a seat for Boston College. Sidney back on. He has 3 fouls. So put Watson at the line. Watson, as you mentioned earlier, has played some key roles for Boston College. Had a key role off the bench in the game at North Carolina State.
Yeah, he was very effective in that game, particularly from the foul line as BC sealed that victory.
He hits the front end in 1-and-1.
He was a big-time high school scorer as you see his numbers. And it seems that he's getting a little bit more confident about taking his outside shot. He's very quick, good defender, and he's also a slashing type player. Getting more confident releasing the ball from the perimeter.
A sophomore from Massachusetts, arts and science major. Jermaine Watson hits the free throws and the lead to 6. And Marcus Hatton has been somewhat quiet. He has 15 points in the game, only 2 here in the second half. Bumped by Bell. Hatton with a step, and he's going to finish it every time.
Great penetration. He's going against good players. in Bell and Watson. BC with that 3-guard lineup again with Sidney and Watson and Bell out there.
Quick release 3 from Bryant. Reynolds the rebound for St. John's. Marcus Hatton gets a step, lost the handle, and a late whistle and a foul call. And it's on Troy Bell for the reach. Third foul on Bell. With 7:48 to go. Penalty situation. Hatton to shoot the 1-and-1. Marcus Hatton, whose idol is Allen Iverson, gets to the basket like his idol, the former star at Georgetown.
Absolutely. He's shown us some of those driving moves here tonight. Free throws are going to play a critical role in this game down the stretch. We've got quite a bit of time left at 7:48. Both teams in the bonus.
We talked to Mike Jarvis beforehand about Marcus Hatton. He was just so impressed with all the little things that he does.
Well, that's right. I mean, the assists, the rebounds,
steals, almost 3 steals a game.
Very quick.
Marcus Hatton makes a pair. St. John's within 2. 7:48 to go in the ball game. Marcus Hatton with 19 points to lead St. John's, trying to get a road victory at Boston. For St. John's to whittle away at an 8-point deficit. See, the shooting percentages are identical. Both teams over 50%. Boston College in front by 2. Camp on the pretty feed from Watson, had it knocked away by Glover. Ingram lost it to Sidney. 2-on-1 with Bell. Troy Bell gets fouled by Doyle. Costly turnover by the Red Storm.
They made a great play defensively. When you do that, you want to try to capitalize off of it. And right away, St. John's turning it right back over. Sidney does such a nice job there to get it to Bell. Because even when Bell doesn't score, he's dynamite from the foul line.
4 of 4 from the line for the senior. From Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Academy of Holy Angels, a sociology major. Troy Bell now with 23 points in the ball game.
Doyle in the game with that. Again, the spacing is just not there. Ingram is too close to him. Trying to get rid of that basketball, and Doyle tries to make up for it. Not a bad foul, really, because Bell otherwise in with an easy basket on that one.
Doyle, a freshman, chose St. John's over Princeton and Northwestern. Both free throws made by Bell, and the lead back to 4.
St. John's really hasn't attacked pressure here tonight. BC 1-2-2. St. John's has really been content to just try to break the pressure. I think try to get that thing to the middle, break down the wings, and go at the hoop once in a while to make the defensive team pay the price.
Hatton with the fadeaway. Nothing but net for Marcus Hatton.
Smooth as silk.
21 in the ball game for Hatton. 2-point lead for Boston College.
All the big players have really stepped up in this game, Bob.
Watson for Smith. We get a whistle and a foul before the shot. And it's on Doyle, the freshman, pushing the freshman Smith. Tim Doyle, a 2-time Catholic League Player of the Year at St. Dominic's High School on Long Island in New York.
That's a mismatch all day, though, for BC, with Smith getting position inside. It's tough for anyone to stop it. You see Seton Hall, huh? They're hanging on right now against Notre Dame. This is great balance in the league. It'll be a big win for the Pirates.
Smith misses the front end, but it's Sidney who chases down the rebound. UConn trailing at Virginia Tech. Here's Bell with the runner, and he puts it in.
Virginia Tech up by 20 points there against UConn.
And how about that? Off a missed free throw, Boston College gets the rebound, and they push the lead to 4. Troy Bell with 26 points in the game. Hatton on Watson. Hatton got stripped. Last touch, Boston College. We talk about Seton Hall. They had that overtime win against Georgetown on the road last week. Big come-from-behind effort against Rutgers on Sunday in New Jersey. And now they're leading Notre Dame at the Meadowlands in New Jersey.
Got to give them credit. How about UConn? They got the 20-point popping by BC. Oh, Hatton again.
Marcus Hatton's getting nothing but net now. He hits a 3. And St. John's within 1.
Really good game here tonight. Both teams going right at it. BC looks like they might nudge you away from St. John's, and not with Hatton out there. He's going to keep you right in the game.
Sidney try to dump it down low, tipped out by Glover. Hatton has scored the last 9 points for St. John's. Boston College led it 65-57, but St. John's has come red storming back. Bell for 3, little wide. Smith the rebound and the putback.
Well, that's been one of the best offensive weapons for BC tonight. Shoot it up there and let number 1, Craig Smith, go up and get it and put it back.
I'll tell you what, Boston College had 5 offensive rebounds in the first half. Here's Ingram for 3, and he's got it. Elijah Ingram with the 3 to tie the game at 73.
Game feels like it could get out of the wire tonight.
Now Sidney called for the charge, and that's a huge blow for Boston College. That's the 4th foul on Ryan Sidney.
His 4th personal foul.
And Sidney, speaking with head coach Al Skinner, Al saying you got to stay under control. That's a huge call, Ron. Really is. So St. John's trying to take the lead. They have not led since the first half.
Now Skinner leaves them on the floor. So Sidney, that's the play right now. Defense with his feet, no reaching in, man-to-man by the Eagles.
Hatton, bumped by Hinnant. Ingram for 3, can't get it to fall. Bryant the rebound. Here's Bell on the run. Hatton back. Hinnant for Bryant. High arc at 3. Rebound king of St. John's.
Bryant can hit those shots. Made 3 big ones against UConn. That was so quick that time with no one home, no one underneath for BC to get that rebound.
32nd timeout for St. John's. With 4:40 to look at Shooting the Rock, brought to you by Rolling Rock. Grab a rock. Both teams blistering from downtown.
BC's had the advantage most of the night, but St. John's, check it out, they've taken the lead in that category at 50%. Marcus Hatton, Elijah Ingram leading the way. Well, both teams have plenty of timeouts. Next foul by St. John's. BC's in a double bonus. It's all about taking good care of the ball now, getting good shots. You've got to block out on the defensive boards.
Hatton with it, trying to give the Red Storm their first lead since it was 32-30. Here's Glover, and he does it. Anthony Glover gives St. John's their first lead since 4:20 to go in the first half.
Great job by St. John's on the road. Glover's been immense in this game. Quality shots and makes. 2-3 zone right now by St. John's. Bell should have some opportunities if they can find him out of this zone.
Smith powers it up. Doesn't fall. Smith again. Counting the foul.
Great effort by the big man. Somehow that first one stayed out, but that's the strength factor right there. Is for the BC fans getting into it, but Smith just stayed right with that thing.
How about the pass, though, by Sidney to get it down there?
Beautiful look. Bell was open on the wing, but the high percentage right in there to Craig Smith. Stayed with it. You got to love the way he holds on to the ball and gets it down inside.
And Smith completes the 3-point play to give the Eagles a 1-point lead. The freshman Craig Smith with 17 in the game.
Said it early, Bob. Whoever has this ball left, likely to win this game.
Hatton. Tough shot. Rebound, Bryant goes up strong for it. Bell on the run. They converge on him quickly.
So down the stretch in these games, you need the senior leadership with Bell and it's Hatton.
Sidney. Smith. Great delivery again by Sidney. And the freshman Smith with 19. He scored the last 5 in Boston College with a 3-point lead.
Doesn't show up in the box score, but Sidney's made 2 fantastic looks in a row for the high percentage shots by Smith.
Ingram for 3. Can't get it to fall. Smith the rebound. Here's Sidney on Hatton. Sidney, tough shot. And Hatton with the rebound.
Sidney did a nice job, though, to avoid charging on that one. He's playing with 4 fouls.
Hatton. Tough. Glover. Glover with power. Anthony Glover powers one home.
Oh, Glover just cleared out on that one. The strong move with the up fake. He wanted that one, and he got it done.
19 for Glover on 7 of 10 shooting. It's a 1-point game.
Big East action again. Two teams, the balance incredible this year, top to bottom.
Smith in traffic. Again the power.
Oh, he just cleared the path.
7 in a row for Smith. Actually 9 in a row for Craig Smith.
Crowds involved. Marcus Hatton time for St. John's.
Cuff for 3. Gets it. On his 21st birthday, Kyle Cuff hits his second 3 of the game. And we are tied at 80.
Very entertaining game. Lots of people getting involved for both teams. Contributions from the stars as well as the supporting cast in this one. See if they can find Smith again.
Smith on Glover. Got stripped. And it's a jump ball possession arrow in St. John's favor. All ball.
All ball was the call. No doubt about that one. Mike Kitts right there.
1:41 to go in the ball game. St. John's and Boston College tied up at 80. A seesaw affair. Craig Smith with 9 consecutive points. He has 21 on the game. But the Red Storm,
25-second game right now. We're all tied up.
King with the drive, and Eric King puts it home for St. John's. They have the lead.
Great move by King. Again, a lot of pressure on Hatton. Glover, no help out defense, man-to-man by St. John's. Every possession critical right now.
Bell gets a screen in the open 3. Troy Bell gives Boston College the lead.
What a great game. The key people stepping up. Bell, nothing but nylon right there.
Now St. John's has to answer. Bell with 29. Hatton on Hinnett. Hatton stepped out. Great defense by the freshman Hinnett to force Hatton to that baseline.
Be some free throws that'll have to happen down the stretch. If you're St. John's, you don't want to foul Troy Bell. Ryan Sidney would be a good option. They don't have to foul here, though. It's a 1-point game. Got about a 10-second differential game clock and shot clock.
And it's a 52% shooter. Here's Bell. And an offensive foul on Bell as Glover stepped in and took the key charge.
Very surprised by that. There was still 17 seconds on the shot clock. Al Skinner saying, let's be patient, guys. Let's work the clock. Don't need that one right there. Penetrations there. Pull up maybe at the line. No doubt about it. Nice take. Looks like Glover that stepped in. Odd number here, so a make by St. John's could be the difference.
Red Storm want to talk it over with 22.8 seconds to go. St. John's trailing by 1. And the other key factor, Troy Bell with that offensive foul. That's his 4th foul. So Bell and Sidney with 4 fouls apiece. 1 and 2 at home. St. John's 4 and 3 in the conference. 2 and 1 on the road. Bob Papa, Ron Perry, Chestnut Hill, Boston College. With the timeouts, they have 4 total remaining. St. John's with 1. St. John's with the 10-team fouls. Boston College with 9. Hatton to trigger in for Elijah Ingram. The freshman brings it across.
Got to believe they're going to try to free up Hatton. There he is.
Hatton bumped by Hinnett. Out for Ingram. Down to 10 seconds. Ingram for Grady Reynolds. Tough shot by Reynolds. Partially blocked. Deflected. King can't get it. Out of bounds off BC. St. John's ball with 4.4 to go.
It looked like that ball was going to go to Eric King. He couldn't quite get the handle on it. Al Skinner says, let's set something up defensively. Plenty of time here for St. John's to set a play up and get a quality shot.
But really now it's come down to 1 shot for the ball game with 4.4 to go.
4.4, you get that inbounds pass for BC, you have to be very careful that you don't allow something easy to open up inside for a layup. Try to push the thing to the Ingram, and a lot of times the rebound is the key. So right now, it's all on the line.
Hatton with 24. Troy Bell with 29 for Boston College. Now we'll get another time. Seton Hall at the 500 mark on the season. Notre Dame ranked 10th in the country. And Virginia Tech lays one on UConn. Their first game without Jim Calhoun.
Virginia Tech tough at home.
All right. Ryan Sidney, Anthony Glover. Who makes the game-deciding play?
Another timeout. Check it out. Now,
second timeout.
That's definitely something they have to avoid, is any kind of a violation.
Take a look at the importance in the standings. BC with a win would tie St. John's in conference play.
It's like a man-to-man, Bob. Going to have some screening action here, up and down.
Hatton to trigger it in. Looking, still looking, and he has to throw it off one of the Eagles, Smith. Just to keep the possession.
Heads-up play by Hatton. Now, with him taking it out, Mike Jarvis may try to inbound it and then get him right into the action to get a shot off.
Hatton still looking, just bounces it in. No one was there, and Craig Smith tips it up court for Sidney, and Boston College is going to win it. Sidney with the dunk, but the basket does not count. There was a foul before the dunk. So, St. John's still alive.
That's a big break for St. John's, the fact that there was a foul at 3.1. And Sidney has struggled from the foul line. No one open. I mean, just great defense by BC. No one open.
And because Mike Jarvis used that timeout, the last timeout, Hatton had to just throw it in or it's a violation. So he just threw it in and hoped that one of his teammates would get it. But the key is the foul was on Smith at midcourt, not Sidney. Sidney is a poor free throw shooter for Boston College, 1 for 4 in the game, 42%. Smith, on the other hand,
that's a big break.
3 of 4 in the ball game, and on the season 62%, but he does have a better touch.
With 3.1 seconds, even if Smith makes both of these shots, it's a 3-point game, a quick inbound pass. St. John's will get a look. You can dribble the ball to midcourt, get a quick inbound pass.
That's a 2-shot foul because St. John's with 10 team fouls.
That's big.
That's very big. It's not a 1-and-1. It's a 2-shot foul for the freshman Craig Smith, who's been outstanding in the second half.
Ice water. He doesn't look like a freshman and doesn't play like one either.
22 for Smith. 9 of 14 from the floor. 4 of 5 from the line. 8 rebounds. He's played a huge final 8 minutes of this game. Smith, the 3-point lead. Left it short. Tipped by Bryant to Smith. And that's it.
Big win for BC. This is that second one. Worked out well for Boston College with the rebound. Great game here tonight in Boston.
Yeah, the role players like Andrew Bryant with that last tip. Jermaine Watson with some key baskets. Kyle Cuff for St. John's. As good as you'll get in the Big East, Boston College and St. John's go to the wire. And the Eagles of Boston College get their 11th win of the season. Troy Bell with 29 points. Craig Smith with 22. As the Eagles shoot 54% and get their 4th win in the conference.
Great win for BC at home. St. John's gave them everything they could handle. Really good offense in this game. 3-point shooting.
Marcus Hatton led St. John's with 24. It wasn't enough. Boston College a winner. For Ron Perry and our entire crew, Bob Papa saying so long from BC.